So today I have lived 2 months with a group of indigenous Warao. I'm staying here right now. Tomorrow I'm gonna take their boat back to the city, and today I'm gonna talk about what I've learned living with them, what we all can learn from the Warao, and yeah, my whole experience and everything. So yeah, the day I arrived, we arrived here over at the bridge, and yeah, I arrived here at this house, Yakira Habanakane. This means welcome, and immediately I was like shocked. This is where they live, right? You see, this house over there, this is just like an old tourist encampment they live at. This is their house. So this is their living space. This is where they like hang out together. This is where they sleep. They sleep in these hammocks. They hang out in these hammocks. Over there is their bathroom. There they shower, there they wash themselves, they wash their clothes. And yeah, basically over there you see like a fire pit. This is the Warao home setup, right? You've got like one building, no window, no walls, nothing. One building, just a hammock and a building and a place to make a fire. Yeah, pretty radical, right? Now you might ask, where the hell do you go and take a shit? Normally the Warao go in the jungle, take a shit, and then they wash their ass with water. But we have a somewhat working toilet here, so I can wash my ass with also water. But I mean, I don't have to go to the jungle, so it's a little bit more hygienic. So right here is their kitchen and their living space. And you might say, well, this is a little bit more than just a fireplace. I'm staying with a little bit, let's say, richer family with Warao. They know how to make these tables and benches. Normally Warao don't know how to make benches. Oh, and speaking of, over there, guys, you see it's like a boat of tourists. This is their main source of income. They make these hammocks. I make these hammocks as well. I help them like making like the ropes, and then I weave them. Making one hammock costs like 2 months of work, and then they get around $50 for it. And yeah. Yeah, basically some of them work in tourist encampments. They get paid not that well. I think per month is like $70 US. Even here that's not a lot. And yeah, they sell some of their like handicraft things, but they can at least sell them. A lot of other Warao tribes, they don't have any work opportunities. They don't have any way to sell their hammocks. So I guess they're lucky. And the problem is that they are not self-sufficient. So the main source of income for food is buying like flour in the city, right? They also have other sources, like see over there we have like buffaloes. Sometimes they eat them. Then we have like, I guess, coconuts. Well, that's just more for fun. And they have like corn. They have some kind of root things. And of course they have fish. And when the season is right, they have lobster. So we went lobster hunting, and yeah, when the lobster season is right, we have like tons of lobster, and it's like a whole community activity, and you have like so many lobsters. Well, that's, I guess, another thing of the Warao mentality. Sometimes you have like a lot, sometimes you have like not that much, right? So lobster season, you have a lot of lobster. You can eat so much lobster, as much as you want. But afterwards you don't have lobster anymore. You might have only like a little bit of bread, right? The same with like mango, right? If mango season is in, we had so much mango. We had kilos of mango. And we could eat mango all day, but now the mango season is over and there's like no mango left, right? So the Warao mentality is like, when we have something, we eat it. The problem is, at least in my experience, when they earn money, they tend to spend it the same way, right? They spend it immediately. This is why they all mostly have problems with like lack of medicine and yeah, lack of their necessities, because they kind of spend their money pretty quickly. However, I also have to add that a lot of communities don't have any money at all to begin with, which means that there is a big problem of them not having enough medicine. I talked to one of the elders in a community nearby. It has like 230 people who live there, and he told me 5 children die every year of diarrhea or fever. And yeah, that's kind of crazy in my opinion. And there's also like snake bites and like dangerous animals. And yeah, there's a lot of Warao dying, and you know, for them like the hospital is like 11 hours by boat ride and away, and most of the time they don't have medicine. Maybe they spent their money on something else, maybe they didn't have money to begin with. And yeah, there's a lot of problems, you know, a lot of unclean water. You know, this water over there, this is the water they drink. This is the water from the river. And yeah, upstream there's like all the cities, and I believe it might be somewhat polluted through the city. I saw like dead dogs inside there, I saw the dead pig, and probably some waste products. They tell me like 10 years ago there were like way more fish here in the rivers. Now there's not that many fish. So they drink this water, and yeah, then they get sick. Because, you know, they always drank it, but now I guess it may be not that well to drink it. And then they get diarrhea, and then they don't know how to treat diarrhea, or don't have medication, or, you know, and sometimes they die. And that's quite sad. But on the other hand, living with the Warao made me think, like, what is it that we really want? Like, what is achievement? What does a successful life mean? And if we define it as happiness, I feel like they might be way happier than we are. I mean, they have like a very relaxed life. They don't have stress. They only work in the summer, and then like 5 hours a day, 5 days a week, right? They are together with their family the whole time. They have huge families and like strong family bonds. Culturally, they love laughing, you know, they laugh together all the time, even if they're sick, you know. We have like a woman with a broken bone, and she still laughs all the time, and it's not treated. And yeah, I feel like they're way better at dealing with the situation they're in. I feel like you don't need that much to be happy. I mean, laying in a hammock, eating the bananas here, which by the way, super sweet and super delicious, is one of the most pleasurable things even in my life, you know, hanging out with your friends. And all of this costs very, very little. I mean, their house, look at this, their house, building a house here, maybe $500. You know, for them probably even less, because, you know, the whole community helps, you know, they don't take money. And when, you know, your friend needs to build his house, you help him as well, you know, it's like community of giving, more or less. With that, you're like always surrounded by nature and by the river. You get enough sleep. There's no alarm clock here. You just wake up when the sun comes up, you know, hanging out with your friends. You have very healthy variety of foods, from like roots to fish to okay bread. But I mean, scientifically speaking, those are all things that contribute to greater well-being, and at a very, very low cost, and mostly like made themselves, you know, like planted themselves, harvested themselves, built themselves. And I feel like I want to help the Warao, you know, and I feel like the Warao need help with their medical situation and with raising their children. But on the other hand, you know, I thought maybe we need help as well. I mean, if our goal is to be happy, they're way better at it than we are. We have to acknowledge that, right? And maybe, you know, not only we should give them like development aid, they should give us development aid and helping us to be more happy. Just some thoughts. What do you guys think? Please write in the comments.